Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're revisiting Curacao. We've mentioned it before, but this time we're really aiming to go deeper.
Yeah, definitely.
Our plan is to pull out all the really captivating, unique details from the material we've looked at, give you a proper sense of what makes Curacao, well, unforgettable.
Exactly. We're moving past the usual tourist stuff. We're digging into the history, the nature,
Hmm.
the things that really give the island its unique flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story told in these amazing colors and landscapes. And, well, we want to bring that alive for you.
Okay, sounds great. Let's start in Willemstad then. It's the heart of the island, right? And you've got those famous pastel buildings on the Handelscape.
Yes, the classic postcard shot.
Right, everyone knows that view. But the story behind all that color, it's actually pretty interesting, isn't it? More than just looking nice.
It really is. I mean, the popular story, the one you always hear, involves a governor back in the day.
Mm.
Apparently, he suffered from migraines, and he thought the glare off the standard white buildings made them worse.
Oh, interesting. So he ordered them painted.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
That's a legend. Led to this decree, paint everything in different colors. Now, whether it's like historically 100% verified, maybe not entirely.
Right.
But what's cool is how that story, true or not, really captures how the islanders just embraced color. It became part of their identity, sort of pushing back against a more plain colonial look.
That's a really good way to put it. And it's not just that one waterfront strip, is it? The whole feel of Willemstad seems to echo that colorful vibe.
Totally.
You've got the Punda district, which seems really lively, shops, cafes.
Bustling.
And then you cross that bridge, the Queen Emma Bridge. They call it the Swinging Old Lady.
Yeah.
What's that nickname about? The sources we saw mentioned, locals use it a lot.
Well, it's quite literal, actually. The bridge is a pontoon bridge, and it swings open sideways. Kivets.
Ah, to let ships through the harbor.
Exactly. So it has this kind of unique, almost graceful swinging motion.
Hmm.
And over time, people just started calling it the swinging old lady. It's affectionate, reflects how central it is.
I like that. And then once you cross it, you're in Banda. And that feels completely different, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's much more intimate.
Yeah, almost hidden away feeling.
Precisely. Untouched feels more residential. You've got these winding little streets, hidden courtyards. It's where you can find a quieter pace of life, stumble upon little bits of history.
And there's street art too, right? Adding a modern touch.
Yeah, that's a more recent thing, but it's really taken off. Lots
Yep.
of colorful murals mixed in with the old architecture. It shows how the city's still evolving, visually, past and present kind of layered together.
Okay, so moving out from the city, Curaçao's nature sounds incredible, especially the beaches. Our sources kept saying how different they all are.
They really are diverse. Each one has its own personality.
Like Canepa Grande, that one comes up a lot as a must-see. What makes it stand out?
Canepa Grande is just, wow.
Mm.
You have these quite dramatic cliffs,
Okay.
and they drop down to this bay with the most unbelievably turquoise water. It's probably, erosion and maybe old volcanic stuff shaping the coastline like that.
Right.
But the view is just spectacular. Great for photos, obviously, but also just for soaking it all in. And the water's so clear.
Sounds perfect. And then, completely different, you mentioned Klein Curacao.
Yes, Klein Curacao.
Yeah.
That's the tiny, uninhabited island.
The one with the white sand and the pink lighthouse? Sounds like something out of a movie.
It really does have that Robinson Crusoe feel.
Yeah.
Pristine white sand, yeah. And that solitary pink lighthouse is quite iconic.
Our material mentioned a shipwreck there, too.
That's right. There's a sunken tugboat just off the shore.
Yeah.
It's become this amazing artificial reef now.
Oh, cool. So good for snorkeling.
Fantastic for snorkeling. And diving, too. It's teeming with fish. And what's really special is that Klein Curacao is a major nesting ground for sea turtles.
Wow, so you might actually see them.
You definitely might, especially during nesting season. It's an amazing chance to see them in their natural habitat.
Incredible. Okay, let's shift gears to the west side of the main island, Banda Abu. Our sources point to this as the spot for nature lovers.
Yeah, if you want rugged, wild Curacao,
Mm-hmm.
Bandabu is where you head.
So what do you find there?
What Boca National Park is a highlight.
Yeah.
It really shows off the raw power of the ocean.
How so?
You've got this dramatic limestone coastline formed over ages, right?
Mhm.
And the waves just relentlessly crash against it. It's quite a sight.
And within the park, these places called bocas, like Boca Tabla and Boca Pistol. The names sound intense.
They are. They describe what happens there pretty well. At Boca Tabla, you can actually go down into this sea cave.
Really? Inside the cave?
Yeah. And you see and feel the waves smashing inside. It's pretty visceral.
Wow. And Boca Pistol?
That one gets its name because the waves are forced into this narrow opening,
Uh-huh.
and then they shoot upwards, like a geyser.
Mm.
Boom. Just this huge spray of water shows you the sheer force involved.
That sounds amazing to witness.
It really is. And then, for a different kind of nature experience, there's Christoffel National Park.
That's the highest point on the island, isn't it? Mount Christoffel.
That's the one. The park itself is surprisingly diverse. You get arid areas with lots of cacti,
Okay.
but also greener, lusher spots, especially as you go higher. The hike to the summit is definitely a challenge.
Yeah, our material hinted at that. Worth the effort.
Absolutely. When you get to the top, you get this incredible 360-degree view of the whole island. It really puts the landscape into perspective.
Okay, we've covered the land, Willemstad, the Wild West, but the underwater world is a huge part of Curacao, too.
Oh, definitely. The reefs are a major draw.
And our sources said they're really accessible.
They are, remarkably so.
Yeah.
A lot of the best reef runs right along the southern coast, often in quite shallow water.
So good for snorkeling as well as diving.
Exactly, perfect for both. And there's the Curaçao National Underwater Park, which helps protect these whole ecosystems. They're incredibly rich.
So what can you expect to see down there if you just, stick your face in the water with a mask or go for a full dive?
Prepare for color.
Oh,
Just an explosion of it.
Mm.
The corals themselves, and then all the fish.
like what kind of fish?
Oh, bright parrotfish munching on the coral, elegant angelfish. You often see moray eels peeking out from crevices. And sometimes, if you're lucky, bigger stuff like manta rays might cruise by.
Fantastic. And I think our sources mentioned night dives. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, that's a whole different experience. You see the creatures that only come out after dark. Different fish, maybe lobsters, octopuses.
Mm.
The reef really changes character at night.
Cool. It's clear Curacao hits you on so many sensory levels, the sights, the feel of the water. But let's talk culture. Starting with the language, Papiamentu. Our material called it a fascinating blend.
It absolutely is. Papiamentu's story is basically the story of Curaçao's history in language form. Well, it pulls from so many places. You can hear bits of Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, then various West African languages from the slave trade period, and even traces of the original Arawakan Indian languages.
Oh, that's a real mix.
It's a Creole language, born from all that interaction. And when you hear people speaking it, you really sense that rich, layered history. It's got its own unique rhythm. It's more than just communications, like the spirit of the island made audible.
That's beautifully put. And I guess that cultural mixing really shines during festivals. Carnival is the big one, right?
Oh, Carnival in Curacao is something else, just pure, infectious energy. Music, dancing, these incredible, elaborate costumes.
The parades must be amazing.
They're a total spectacle. It really shows off the island's creative spirit and, just joyfulness. But there are other traditions, too, like the Secretion Festival.
What's that one about?
That's more traditional. It's a harvest festival connected to the island's agricultural roots. It gives you a different kind of glimpse into the culture, maybe a bit quieter, more historical.
Right. Okay, another key sense, taste. Let's talk food. Island cuisine can sometimes be a bit predictable, maybe. But Curacao sounds like it has some interesting twists.
It definitely does. I mean, yes, you'll get fantastic fresh fish, local stews like quechiena, but there's more going on.
Like the snacks, pastechi, arepa.
Exactly. Gotta try the pastechi. They're these little savory pastries, usually filled with cheese or meat. And arepas, those cornmeal cakes, are popular too. But a really interesting layer is the Indonesian influence
Indonesian? How did that come about?
through the Dutch connection. Indonesia was a Dutch colony, just like Curacao was. So over time, dishes like nasi goreng fried rice and satay skewers became really popular and are just part of the local food scene now.
That's fascinating. I wouldn't have expected that.
It's one of those unique Curacao blends.
And you can't forget the fruit, I assume. Mangoes, papayas.
Oh, the fresh tropical fruit is amazing. Definitely grab some fresh juice, mango, papaya, passion fruit, whatever's in season. It's incredible.
Any tips for finding the really authentic stuff?
I'd say head to the local markets, like the Marshabu, the old market in Willemstad.
Okay.
You'll find vendors cooking up traditional lunches, selling fresh produce. It's not just about the food, it's the whole atmosphere. You get to chat with people, really experience that local vibe.
So when you pull it all together, Willemstad's colors, the wild nature, the beaches, the underwater world, the language, the food, it sounds like Curacao engages everything.
It really does. It's not just one thing. It's the warmth of the sun, that salty air smell, the taste of the food, the incredible views, the sound of the waves, hearing Papiamentu. It all weaves together.
History and nature seem very intertwined there.
Completely. You feel the history in the city, but then you see how nature has shaped the island everywhere else. It offers so much, whether you want adventure or just to relax, or really immerse yourself in a unique culture.
Yeah, it sounds like it caters to a lot of different interests. A real escape.
Definitely. It's the kind of place that sticks with you, you know? You don't just visit, you experience it.
It certainly sounds like it leaves a lasting impression. Well, thank you for taking us through this really detailed picture of Curaçao.
My pleasure.
We hope this deep dive has painted a vivid picture for all of you listening and maybe, just maybe, sparked some travel ideas. Until our next deep dive, ayo.
And bon dia.